When Mom Got Married Again, Part 2, The Silent Dinner. The next few days felt different. Nothing had really changed in the house, but to Teni, everything already felt unfamiliar. The same chairs were still in the living room, the same family pictures were still on the wall, the same plates were still arranged neatly on the dinner table, but somehow, the house did not feel the same. That evening, the smell of food filled the kitchen. Mom was setting the table, moving quietly from one side to the other. Uncle Daniel was helping too, placing cups beside the plates and trying not to look too nervous. Teni stood at the entrance of the dining area for a moment before walking in slowly. She wished she could disappear into her room, but she knew Mom would ask questions. "Hello, Teni," Uncle Daniel said gently. "How was school today?" Teni pulled out a chair and sat down. "Fine." Uncle Daniel smiled softly. "Just fine?" "Yes." Mom looked at her daughter with concern. "Teni, you used to tell me everything about school. What happened today?" Teni picked up her spoon and looked down at her plate. "Nothing happened." The room became quiet for a moment. Uncle Daniel glanced at Mom, then back at Teni. "I saw a book about creative writing on the table earlier," he said. "Do you enjoy writing?" Teni shrugged. "Sometimes." "That is good," he replied. Writing helps people express what they cannot always say. Teni looked up briefly. "Not everything needs to be expressed." The words were quiet, but they landed heavily on the table. Mom stopped serving food for a second. Uncle Daniel did not respond immediately. He looked down, as if choosing patience over embarrassment. Mom tried to keep her voice calm. "Teni, Uncle Daniel is only trying to talk to you." I answered him. "With respect, please." Teni's face tightened. "I was respectful." Mom opened her mouth to speak, but no words came out. The dinner continued, but it no longer felt like dinner. It felt like everyone was trying not to touch something painful. The sound of cutlery against plates became louder than the conversation. Teni ate slowly. Mom watched her with worried eyes. Uncle Daniel tried to stay calm, but even he could feel the distance sitting at the table with them. Teni was not trying to be rude. She was trying not to cry. But sometimes, pain comes out looking like attitude. Sometimes, silence sounds like disrespect when it is really a child trying to hold herself together. After dinner, Teni carried her plate to the kitchen and rinsed it without saying much. Then she walked toward the hallway. Mom followed her gently. "My love," Mom said, "can we talk?" Teni stopped but did not turn around. "I have homework." "This will only take a moment." Teni turned slowly. Mom took a breath. "I know this is a change, but I need you to try." Teni looked at her mother with tired eyes. "Why do I have to be the one trying?" Mom's expression softened. "Because we are a family." Teni shook her head slightly. "Maybe you already have a new family." The words hurt more than Teni expected. Mom looked wounded. "Teni, that is not true." "It feels true." "Teni, please do not say that." "But that is how I feel." The hallway became still. For a moment, mother and daughter simply looked at each other, both carrying words that were too heavy to arrange properly. Mom stepped closer. "You are my daughter. Nothing will ever change that." Teni's voice became quiet. "You keep saying that." "Because it is true." "But everything already feels different." Mom wanted to hold her, but Teni stepped back slightly. "I am not trying to hurt you, Mom," Teni said. "I just do not know how to act like everything is normal." Mom's eyes became gentle but sad. "I do not expect you to act like everything is normal." "Yes, you do," Teni replied. "You want me to smile. You want me to answer him properly. You want me to behave like I am happy." Mom was silent. Teni continued, her voice trembling a little. "But what if I am not happy yet? What if I am still trying to understand what this means?" Mom looked down for a moment. She had been so focused on helping everyone adjust that she had not fully noticed how afraid her daughter was. "My love," she said softly. "I am sorry if I made you feel rushed." Teni looked away. "I do not hate Uncle Daniel." "I know. I just do not know where I belong when he is here." Mum's face changed. This time, she heard the fear underneath the words. Before she could respond, Teni turned toward her room. "I need to finish my homework." "Teni." But Teni walked away. She entered her room and closed the door softly. Not loudly, not angrily, softly. And somehow, that made it hurt even more. Mom stood in the hallway, holding words she did not know how to say. She wanted to correct Teni. She wanted to remind her to be polite. She wanted to explain that Uncle Daniel was a good man. But deep down, Mom knew her daughter was not just being difficult. She was hurting. Inside her room, Teni sat on the edge of her bed. Her school books were open, but the words on the page looked blurry. She remembered the dinner table. She remembered Uncle Daniel trying to talk. She remembered Mum asking her to try. And she felt guilty. Maybe she had been too cold. Maybe she had hurt her mother. But another part of her whispered that nobody really understood how lonely the whole situation made her feel. She picked up her journal and opened to a blank page. For a long moment, she stared at it. Then she wrote slowly, "I do not want Mum to be unhappy, but I do not want to disappear." She closed the journal and placed it beside her pillow. Outside the room, Mum remained in the hallway for a little while before walking back to the dining area. Uncle Daniel was clearing the table quietly. He looked up. "She is upset," he said softly. Mum nodded. "She is scared." Uncle Daniel placed the plates down carefully. "I do not want to force myself into her life." "I know," Mum replied. "I can wait," he said. "Trust takes time." Mum looked toward Teni's closed door. "Yes," she whispered, "and maybe I need to listen more." That night, the house became quiet again. But it was not the peaceful kind of quiet. It was the kind of quiet that comes when everyone is thinking, but no one knows how to begin the next conversation. Teni lay in bed, staring at the ceiling. Mum sat alone in the living room, wondering how to protect her daughter's heart while still building a new future. And Uncle Daniel sat at the dining table, understanding that joining a family was not just about love. It was also about patience. Because in families, change does not only happen in big announcements. Sometimes, change is felt in small moments. At the dinner table, in the hallway, behind a closed bedroom door. And sometimes, the loudest cry is the one nobody hears. To be continued. Calm Kids Learning Stories. Gentle stories for growing hearts and minds.